Hello, hello. Today we decided to have some food while chatting about our childhood traumas with eating and food.
Specifically what our parents have told us when we were young. Let's start it off with what you remember most.
So something that I remember distinctively is that my parents always tell me to finish every grain of rice in my bowl, and if I don't, my husband will get acne.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have to worry about that yet. No significant other.
Nope. But also, I don't mind being the pretty one, so they can have some acne.
Comparatively, right? My parents have told me similar things, but more so like we would go out to the park after our dinners in the summer, usually in Vancouver, and what they would say is like the cops will come get you if you didn't finish your meals, or they'll know that you didn't finish your meal.
Wow. So they straight up blackmailed you.
Yeah, it was like a fear mongering type of aspect. And I guess I didn't have the issue because I usually would finish my meals all the time.
You were a good eater.
I was a good eater. Yeah, I was not picky at all either. And then it was more towards like my cousins. They were like not finishing fast enough or not finishing all of their meals. So then we would all sit there and watch them eat and be told this lie about the cops coming to get you.
I was a pretty good eater too. There were just like specific items I didn't want to eat. So one of it is kugua.
Yeah.
And that's also known as bitter melon. And my parents always forced me to eat it because apparently it's supposed to be like cooling, or in Chinese it's 凉性.
Yeah. So in Asian culture, foods have their different temperatures, I guess. Some of them are like cooling, some of them are warming. And depending on your body type, you should be matching your foods with the opposite, basically. And then, so yeah, bitter melon would be one of the cooling ones. Beer and alcohol and stuff would be cooling. What else?
Cucumber.
And then on the opposite spectrum, there's like heaty foods, or ones that you tend to
会上火.
Yeah. they would say tend to avoid because like say like spicy foods or fried foods or like lychee or those type of things would be more heating your body, and you might not need that and could cause like acne and other things like that. Mainly skincare issues is the trend.
And what do you think about that now?
I think there's probably some truth to it. For me, it's just like I listen to my body, and if I do feel like I eat too much hot or warming foods, and I do have like a lot of issues with like say like constipation or like acne or anything like that, then I'll probably not have so much, but more of like just monitoring symptoms. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely think, there's some truth in it because, yeah, you should definitely have less alcohol and fried foods and things like that. And I think a lot of the more cooling foods tend to be like vegetable related. So you should have a variety of different kinds of vegetables and fruits. Another thing that I noticed that I started doing is that whenever I go to restaurants now, I'll ask for hot water. And I remember when I was younger, my mom would always kind of yell at me for getting cold water, especially ones with ice in it. So now I have really become my mother.
I think it just like kind of warms your stomach and preps you for like the warm foods. That's my feeling. But obviously you don't need that for adequate digestion. At a dinner table setting or something like that, you're always told like, oh, don't put your chopsticks like vertically because it looks like incense, or like don't have your elbows on the table because it's it's like seen as rude, or like don't eat with your face planted on your bowl because it's like, oh, you don't have hands, like you're not gonna like lift your bowl. Those are things like I've been told, but like I've heard other people say those things in an Asian setting. Yeah, so there's a lot of like little cultural things that I'm pretty sure differ between other cultures as well.
Another thing that I learned from my mom as well is she'll always occasionally buy things like chicken heart or the liver and things like that. And what she's told me is 吃什么补什么, which essentially translates to
One sec. You're replenishing what your body needs in the form that it needs. So like basically, if you have like joint issues or feet problems, then you would eat like pork feet and like get the collagen from it. And then say like if you have eye issues, they would say like eat the fish eye so that it kind of like replenishes the eye, or like skin or collagen type of things. Like if you want glowing skin, then you want to eat more of the skins of different animals.
like the pork skin, for example. Yeah, and another thing is walnuts, because it looks like a brain. So I've always been told that, you know, if you eat it, it'll make you smarter. Which has some truth in it, because it does have high omega-3s.
Yeah, so the truth isn't that the food looks like the thing that you're replenishing, but it does have the source that you may need from it. And so that's like kind of what we're talking about when we're told things when we're young. We take it for face value. It's like, oh, it's because it looks like it that it replenishes it. But after like taking nutrition courses and stuff like that, you know that it's probably not the fact, but it does have some truth to it. So now, Emily, now that you're older, if you were to go back in time and tell your I guess baby self or elementary school self something, what would you tell them?
I would definitely tell myself to just listen to my fullness and hunger cues and just eat until I am full. Even if there are things left in the bowl, it's okay that I can finish it later.
Okay. And so I guess mine's pretty similar to yours, so I'll give some tips to the parents out there. What are some things that they could tell instead of scaring their children into eating food? Blackmailing. What we usually suggest is just giving them options on the table, giving them a variety of foods, including foods that they like and don't like, and just being supportive in their selections, and role modeling to them that these foods are good and your parents like them, and so they have the option of selecting them when they want to. And this just opens a lot more doors and doesn't leave harsh traumas at the end, and usually promotes healthier eating. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back next time. Bye guys.